Murphy Manufacturing Incorporated wants to make a U-channel file holder. The original sheet of metal is 10 inches by 18 inches, and they want to maximize the volume that the channel can hold. How tall should the U-channel be? So what we're saying is the channel depth of 10 inches is set, and we're going to bend it in this direction here and this direction here so that we can find a maximum volume that this channel can hold. And here is a sketch here of this, and basically the width of this thing, or the length, depending on how you like to look at it, is set at 10 inches. And then you're going to have the height here and the height here, which will be equal. And then this dimension here is going to be 18 minus 2h. Right? Because we have 18 inches, we're going to have h here, we're going to have h here, and this is whatever's left. So it's 18 minus h minus h. So it's 18 minus 2h. Well, if we know that, then we can very easily set up an equation, which is, what is the volume of a 3D solid? Okay, the volume of a 3D solid, and it's going to be length times width times height. Okay, length times width times height. So what is the length? Well, the length is 10 inches. What is the width? The width is 18 minus 2h. And what is the height? Well, the height is just h. So our goal is to multiply all of this out. So if we multiply all of this out, here's what we get. We multiply this and we get 180 minus 20h squared. 180h. Let me do my multiplication right. Would help, wouldn't it? Now, let's remind you of something. We have here again a quadratic, right? This is an h squared term. This is a quadratic. And the leading coefficient, the coefficient that's attached to the largest exponent, exponential phrase, is negative. So what are we going to have? We're going to have a quadratic that looks like this. It is pointing down. Okay? Quadratics that point down have a maximum. Okay? A maximum. Well, we've got v equals blah. So if I maximize this side of the equation, this equation equals v. So if I maximize this side of the equation, I maximize v. So if I can find this point, this will be our maximum volume. Now, you have to be very, very careful. Okay, this is v, right? Because you got to think normally this is x and this is y. Well, this is like y equals blah, 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 x. So this is h. So as the height changes, the volume goes up or down. So we are looking for the maximum volume, and we are looking for the height that gives that maximum volume. Well, height is x, and volume is y. Okay? So you've got to remember that. Keep that in mind. Now, back to our equation at hand for a moment. How do we find this? Well, if I ask you to find the x-coordinate for a quadratic in expanded form, you could very simply use a fun little formula which says x equals negative b over 2a. And this comes from completing the square. And I look at this and I say, well, this would be a, and this would be b. So negative b over 2a, well, 2 times negative 20. So basically we have negative 180 over negative 40, which gives me 4.5. Okay? So that's h. Height of 4.5 inches will give me the maximum volume. Okay? Then we find y. What is y? Y is f of negative b over 2a, which is f of 4.5. So we take our equation, 180h, plug in 4.5, minus 20, plug in 4.5, squared. Okay? And if we do that, 180 times 4.5 is 810. So this is 810. And this is 405. And we subtract those and we get 405. Okay? So x, which is our height, maximizes the volume at 4.5 inches. And the maximum volume is 405 cubic inches. So this is V. Okay? So how would we write our answer? What's the best way to write our answer? Well, I would just tell someone that the maximum volume is 405 cubic inches and a height of 4.5 inches yields the maximum volume. Okay? So maximum volume is 405 cubic inches, and a height of 4.5 inches will yield the maximum volume. So it's a fun way to optimize a manufacturing problem or anything of the such. So anyway, it's a fun problem to do, and it's a very useful problem in mathematics, in manufacturing and engineering. So if you have any questions about this problem or any other problems, please let me know.